in the world. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. So we looked into that. We decided that was going to be something that was going to work really well for us. And so we moved over into the managed antivirus. I started this about a year and a half ago. And so here we are today. We're doing a little webinar on it, going to show you how this is going to keep you safe and why this is the best thing out there to work well with Paladin and to keep your store safe. Let's take a look at a couple of slides here. And Trend Micro, 26 years. It's focused on internet security. They're headquartered in Japan. They're on the Tokyo Exchange. 8 consecutive years on Dow Jones. The customers, I thought this was interesting, 48 out of the top 50 global corporations use Trend Micro, the managed antivirus program from Trend Micro. 52,000 employees. There are 500,000 commercial customers that are protected and about 155 million end users that are protected. So it's good stuff. You're in good company. #1 in protection and performance, A/B test. Gartner is a leader for the past 12 consecutive years. #1 small business antivirus in the world for the past 3 years running. Like I said, you're in good company with the managed antivirus that we recommend here at Paladin. It received the 5-star winner of the CRN 2014 Partner Program Guide. So again, excellent product. We were very impressed when we had a chance to take a look at the difference between the product we were sending out versus what we're doing now with the managed antivirus. How this works is there's a global sensor network and it collects more information, more places. Hundreds of millions of sensors are out there to pick up known threats, and there's 16 billion threat queries that happen every day. The global threat intelligence, it accurately analyzes and identifies threats faster. Now it identifies new threats 50 times faster than average. The average was set by the NSS Labs. And the proactive protection, it blocks real world threats sooner. 250 million threats are blocked daily with the managed antivirus from Trend Micro. 500,000 new threats are identified every day. So it is, it is really good. And how this works is instead of going ahead and doing this on a yearly basis, which most of the other antivirus is, you'll go ahead and purchase it for a year, it's installed on your computer, and then after a year that subscription expires, and then you have to renew it every year. With the managed antivirus that we recommend from Paladin, how that works is we'll go ahead and it's subscription based, just like Paladin is. We'll go ahead and install that one time on your computer. I'll get a internet connection to your server and your backup server computer. And then I'll go in and I will install the agent on the server computer, and then we'll share that through the network to the other computers and get those set up. It's one time only. We don't have to go back in after a year and bother you. It happens very quickly. We can get in and get out. You'll still have access to the computers. It works very, very well. The protection starts right away. It is real-time protection. It updates from the cloud, I believe every 3 minutes is when those updates happen. Let's take a look at some of the things here that we protect. It will do PCs, and it will also do the Mac computers. So if you have a Mac computer or a personal computer at home, we can also go ahead and add those to your monthly Paladin subscription. Again, it just comes out monthly. It's just a few dollars per computer per month. We can do laptops, the server computers as well. Point of sale, Android or Mac devices, USB drives. Also, we can do cell phones, laptops, iPads, all of those. It'll take care of viruses, spywares, the zero-day threats, malicious websites, inappropriate websites. There's a filtering system that this managed antivirus also has that I'm going to tell you about here in just a minute. And of course, spam. All-in-one security solution. It's designed for small business. This is the #1 small business antivirus in the world. So like I said, you are in good hands. Centralized control for Windows, Mac, Android, and iOS operating systems. And it's centralized because I become your IT guy. I help manage that. The computers are reporting back to a console that I monitor. We're going to take a look at that console that I monitor here just in a few minutes. Protects your valuable business data. It protects you from threats that come in from USB devices. It's easy to set up, easily to manage and monitor security, restricts access to the internet, and it won't slow your computers down. These do a deep scan overnight at 2:30 in the morning. So we recommend that you leave your computers on while that deep scan is happening. Let's take a look here at some of the consoles that I monitor really quickly here. This is what I'm going to be looking at. So when we go in and it's actually installed on your computer, there are some things that I can look at. You see the name of the computer when it's installed. I have access to the name of the computer, the IP address, whether it's the status, whether it's offline or it's in normal mode. The Smart Scan network, which is real-time scan. It's happening all the time, and again, it will not slow down your computer whether it's connected or not. The pattern, if it's a current pattern that's running on that. The virus extensions and the IP address. So I have access to see those different consoles. If there's any challenge or anything, it alerts me. If I need to, I can quickly get a connection. Of course, I have to call. You have to give permission for me to have access to your computer to take a look at anything in there. And one of the other things is we can enable web reputation. It's an additional layer of protection. The default is low, which it blocks pages, but we usually crank it up to a medium, which blocks pages that are verified to be hazardous or known sources of threats. So that, again, is a web reputation, and it basically just checks the websites to see if they have a bad reputation. So that's one of the layers of security that we go ahead and set up with the managed antivirus. Another one that's very, very popular, like I was saying, is there is URL filtering or website filtering by category. So with the managed antivirus from Trend Micro that we recommend here at Paladin, if you are wanting to block down a website, let's say you've got employees that are wanting to go ahead and they're auctioning something off on eBay, and we can go ahead and block eBay or auction sites from the managed antivirus or social networking, or a lot of them. You can see the names here, adult and business and some of the things. Let's open those up and just take a look at them a little better here. There you go. You can see some of the subcategories under the adult site. Most all of those are blocked by default, but the business category, you can see the auctions there, and there's a check mark there, so I can go ahead and block auction sites so that the employees will not be able to access any online auctions or anything. Now we can do this during business hours, or we can do this during leisure hours. Leisure hours is for like the lunch break or possibly weekends. And if you take a look, there's some of the sites that are opened up down there. But if we go down, you can see the hours that I can go ahead and restrict some of these sites by category. During the week, we can turn it on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we can do the mornings, the afternoons. We can uncheck the lunch hour, so if you want to allow your employees to go ahead and have access to certain websites or personal websites during the lunch hour, you can. We have one customer that opens up, they have a computer in their break room, and they have that open so that if the employees want to go in and look for things on the website, they can. And a couple of customers I know have a reference computer, and they have that unlocked so that they and the employees can go and look up whatever it is that they need. Another one of the filters that we can add is behavior monitoring. So if there is access to your computer, someone inserts a USB drive, they try to access or change things, this lets us know how we can be alerted or what to do with some of those instances. Behavior monitoring, again, another powerful tool that the managed antivirus from Trend Micro has. So let me go back and tell you a little bit about, once we get this installed on the computers, these will do a deep scan, like I'd said, overnight at 2:30 in the morning. So we run that overnight. We recommend, again, that you leave the computers on overnight to take advantage of that deep scan. We send out a report every Monday morning at 9 o'clock. You'll receive that in an email, and it basically just goes over all of the things. We can take a look at one of the reports here really quick. This is a copy of the report that you'll get every Monday morning at 9 o'clock. Tells you some of the threats that happened the previous week on what computer, how they were handled. Again, if you have any challenge with any of these questions or anything in the table of contents here, you can go ahead and give me a call and let us know. They whitelist everything. So some of the other managed antiviruses or some of the other antivirus products, they will block parts of Paladin when we release a build across the nation. Before we release a build, I send a copy of that build to the management team over at Trend Micro. They go through the build and they whitelist everything. They pre-approve or pre-authorize everything that's going to come down in that build. So when that build does come down, everything's going to go through fine. It's not uncommon for the other antivirus programs to actually block or find some of the things that they think are suspicious in the build and block it. So Paladin will not work on those computers until we get a chance to go in and clean it up and get that back up and running again. But that never happens with the managed antivirus from Trend Micro that we recommend here at Paladin. We also offer some guarantees. If you are using the managed antivirus from Trend Micro and you have a computer that gets Paladin taken down on that computer, we will go ahead and rebuild Paladin for free. That's $199 savings. That's the usual charge is $199 to go ahead and have Paladin built or rebuilt on one of the computers. But if you have the managed antivirus from us, there's no charge for that. And also, if the computer came from us and the hard drive gets taken down by a virus and it's locked out to where the only way we can get you back up and running would be to go ahead and send you out a new hard drive. If the computer's from us, we'll go ahead and do that. Paladin will be already installed on that. And that's a $495 charge for a new hard drive, but we cover that for free if you're running the managed antivirus that we recommend from Paladin. So there's just a lot of really good reasons why we recommend the managed antivirus. If you have any more questions on that, go ahead and let me know. I'm CJ here at Paladin. And let's see if there's anything else that I can think of. Oh, it's not uncommon if you want to go ahead and have us install the managed antivirus on any of your computers, personal computers at home. We would just add that to your monthly subscription. And again, it's very affordable. It's generally just a couple of dollars per computer. Go ahead and get a hold of me and I can get you an exact quote on that. But if you were to add a personal computer or a cell phone or anything else like that, any other devices, I say any computer, anytime, we can do that. It just adds that to your monthly Paladin subscription, and that computer will also show up on this weekly report that you get every morning, every Monday morning at 9 o'clock. So I think that is about it as far as all of the outstanding reasons why we recommend the managed antivirus from Trend Micro. Let's see, Chad, are there any questions or anything? I forgot to tell you we've got Chad. He's Chad Klein. He's our engineer here on this. He's helping me out. I appreciate it, Chad. And if there's any questions, you guys can go ahead and type that in and let him know, and we might open up the phone lines and see if there's any questions that are coming through.
No questions at this point. We're good to go.
Okay. Yeah, okay, no questions. I forgot to do this in the beginning, and I really apologize. Let me just go over some of the things. This is the Paladin Excellence in Coaching webinar series that I'm doing. I got ahead of myself and I forgot to say that in the beginning. My name is CJ June, and I take care of the Managed Services Department, Internet Security, Microsoft Office 365. We have those managed services that we provide here at Paladin, and I've been working at Paladin here for about 5 years now. So today's webinar has been called Computer Security and How Paladin Can Help. And this audience is for both pharmacy and hardware stores and any other stores. We can help. We have several of our customers that have a hardware store, and they also have another business, a flower shop, a marina, a hotel, cafe, and the managed antivirus will work well, not only just on the Paladin computers, the computers that are running Paladin, but most of my customers will go ahead and put this managed antivirus on all the computers they have access to at their store. It only makes sense to go ahead and have Paladin run the managed antivirus on all the computers you have. If the bookkeeper's computer gets taken down due to a virus, that's just as bad as if it's your main register. So we want to keep you up and keep you safe. I become your technician for any IT issues, and it makes sense to just go ahead and call one person if there's ever a virus or a threat of any kind that you happen to see. One thing I want to mention is just because you have world-class, some of the best antivirus in the world with the managed antivirus from Trend Micro, it does not mean that you will not get a virus. I liken it to the flu shot. If you are healthy and you're taking all your vitamins and living a good life, you'll probably do fine. But sometimes they recommend taking a flu shot to help protect you, and you can still get the flu even though you have that extra layer of protection with the flu shot, just like with antivirus. If you are being good and not going to any bad or questionable places on the internet, chances are you'll do fine, but they always recommend a good antivirus on the computers. So you have the good antivirus, but you still can go ahead and get a virus even though you have the antivirus. So just so you know that, this is a much better level of protection than running with nothing. And I believe it is in the contract that you have to have antivirus on the computers. I'm not sure, but even if it's not in there, you need to have good antivirus on the computer. And the one we recommend from Trend Micro is the best. The goal of this series today with the Paladin Webinar series is to give you advanced trading, medium to aid in evolving the use of your Paladin system to make your stores even more successful. For this presentation, I'm hoping that you're going to walk away with a better understanding of why we use and recommend the managed antivirus from Trend Micro, and how using it will better protect your computers from internet threats. Again, my engineer that's assisting me on this broadcast was Chad. Thanks, Chad. You're doing a great job.
He's going to be rude and interrupt right now, if that's all right. I've got a question from Vicky, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure, go ahead, sir.
All right, so the question is, she is actually using the managed Trend Micro antivirus, and she's getting reports that show violating behavior. Are there guidelines that we can improve with to not have these violations? So can we, as opposed to just knowing and kind of having eyes on the street, being able to see that they're violating them, can we stop them from doing that entirely, I believe is her question.
We can't really stop you from doing it. You have control of your computer, and obviously if something comes up and says this is a threat, do you want to install it anyway, or this is a virus, do you want to install it anyway, there's not any way that we can prevent you from hitting the enter key and allowing that virus to go in. The behavior monitoring, what it does is it monitors if something's going to be changed on a computer. Let's say you're going to put a USB drive in the computer and you've got the computer set to auto run. Well, we have that disabled, so it has to prompt you when you install the USB stick to see if it's going to auto-run the program that's on it, because potentially you could have employees or a customer that could slip a USB disk into your computer, or a USB, the thumb drive, into a computer, and if it auto-runs, it will auto-run that program that has that virus on it. We have it set to where it pops up and it asks you, hey, do you want to run this, just to make sure. And there are some ways we can configure that if you don't like some of those settings, or if you don't like some of the pop-ups that are happening. Please get a hold of me. Let's take a look at that, and we'll see if we can change that or tighten that up a little bit better so that you're not seeing those on the report you're getting every week.
Excellent. Thank you, CJ.
Sure. Hopefully that'll help. Let me go back through some of the things that I was supposed to say in the beginning of this. Like I said, I apologize. I got a little bit ahead of myself, but lots of good information to cover here. Chad's recording this, so if you want to, you can go ahead and see this again. If you want to share this with a friend or a colleague, it should be at paladinpointofsale.com/webinars if you want to see a copy of this and any of the other great webinars that we've had. And so we can replay that. And let's take a look here. I believe the next webinar that we have coming up, and again, jump in, chat, if there's any questions that anyone happens to have about the managed antivirus. Next, we're going to be doing special orders made easy using the Paladin special order process. And I think that's going to be by you, Chad. Isn't that right?
Yes, indeed.
Sweet. We look forward to that. I don't know, do we have any other questions at this time, Chad? I think we are just about going to wrap this up. Again, you can call me if you have any questions. This is CJ at Paladin. You can go ahead and just call in the direct line and ask for me, and they will go ahead and create a case and get that over to me, and I can give you an exact quote. We can go through anything that you have as far as thoughts about using the managed antivirus from Trend Micro. It's the best one that we can recommend as far as playing well with Paladin, and I think you'll be pleased with it. I have this on about 328 individual stores across the nation right now. That's just under 2,000 individual computers that I'm managing or helping to keep safe here with the managed antivirus from Trend Micro for Paladin. So I think if there's no more questions at this time, Chad, you're going to be doing next Tuesday, I believe, at 9 o'clock. Again, it's special orders made easy using the Paladin special order process with Chad Klein. So be sure to tune in and catch that webinar next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. I'd like to thank everyone for participating. Any more questions that we have last minute, Chad?
No, sir.
All right. Again, thank everyone for participating. And there's going to be a little question. If you could, please go ahead and answer the few questions. It'll help us improve the future of our webinars. Your feedback is always appreciated. Take a second and get that taken care of. Fill that out. We appreciate it. And again, everyone, have a great morning, and thank you from Paladin.